Gold, silver, and now copper. In just 1 year, copper prices jumped nearly 60%. India's imports surged, cost exploded. But copper doesn't shine like gold. It doesn't trend like Bitcoin. But without copper, there is no electricity, no electric vehicles, no solar power, no data center, no artificial intelligence, and no modern economy. In this video, we will explain you why copper price is rising and how far this metal can realistically go. Namaste friends, I am Rohini and you're watching the knowledge series of fincash.com. Gold stores value, silver supports technology, but copper runs civilization. Every electricity is copper. Every transformer, every metro line is copper. Every data center is copper. That is why economists call copper has the metal with a PhD in economics. When copper rises, it means real economic activity is accelerating. And right now, copper is sending a signal. Between 2024 and 2026, copper prices moved from around $8,000 per ton to over $10,500 per ton. That makes copper one of the best performing major commodities in the world. According to JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and the World Bank, prices between $12,000 and $15,000 per ton are possible over the decade. That is not a speculation, that is storage. Most commodities rise because demand increases. Copper is rising because supply cannot respond from discovery to production. A copper mine takes 12 to 17 years. Environmental approval alone takes 5 to 7 years. Each major mine costs between $5 billion to $10 billion. Price can rise in months, but supply takes decades. The world isn't running out of copper, but it is running out of high-quality copper. In the 1990s, copper ore grades were around 1.2 to 1.5%. Today, most new mines operate at 0.5 to 0.6%. That means miners must dig 3 times more rock to produce the same amount of copper. More energy, more water, more pollution, more resistance from government and communities. So even when new mines are approved, they produce less mine at a much higher cost. That is why copper supply growth is slowing permanently. Now here is India's real problem. India consumes nearly 1.9 billion tons of copper every year, but we produce only 550 tons. That means almost 45% of India's copper is imported. India's second largest copper smelter, Sterlite Copper, was ordered to permanently close by the Tamil Nadu government on May 2018 after years of protest and environmental concerns. Since that shutdown, the smelter has not resumed production, a decision upheld by the higher court. This closure drastically reduced domestic copper output and pushed India into a heavy import dependence. In the financial year 25 alone, India imported copper worth more than 45,000 crore rupees, and that number kept rising. But the real story is demand. Demand most people never see. Let's start with electric vehicles. A petrol car uses about 20 kilograms of copper. An electric vehicle uses 80 to 85 kilograms, that is 4 times more. India is targeting 30% EV adoption by 2030. That alone adds more than 1 million tons of additional copper demand. Now let's look at renewable energy. Coal power needs about 1 to 2 tons of copper per megawatt. Solar needs 4 tons. Wind needs 5 to 6 tons. Now all of these industries cannot work on thin copper. They run on bus bar. Bus bar are thick copper, which consumes 3 to 5 times more copper than the traditional wiring. As grids modernize, copper intensity multiplies silently. That is why copper demand is accelerating even faster than electricity demand. AI and data centers demand higher copper usage. A single hypercycle data center consumes as much as a small city. To prevent outage, they require redundant power system, massive transformers, copper bus bars everywhere. Each large data centers consumes tens of tons of copper. India plans to build 500 gigawatts of renewable energy by 2030. That requires 3 million tons of copper. This demand simply did not exist 10 years back. Now comes the most important truth. The world does not have enough copper. According to the International Copper Study Group, the global copper market is already in deficit. In 2024, the shortage was around 450,000 tons. In 2025, it crossed 600,000 tons. By 2030, the cumulative global shortage could reach 6 to 8 million tons. The reason is simple. A new copper mine takes 12 to 17 years to come into production. As we said, prices can rise in months, but supply takes decades. This imbalance is pushing copper prices higher. That is why this rally is different. Now many people here may ask, why not just recycle copper? Here is the reality. Recycling currently supplies only 30 to 32% of global copper demand. The rest must come from mining. EVs, renewable grids and data centers are expanding far faster than recycling capacity. And scrap quality declines every cycle. Even if the world recycles every usable wire, it still won't meet electrification demands. So the copper shortage are not optional, it is structural. Before we talk about India, before EVs, renewable energy or infrastructure, we must talk about the elephant in the room, China. Because copper prices is not decided in Delhi or Mumbai, they are decided in Beijing. Today, more than 60% of the world's copper is consumed by China. That means every global copper cycle begins with one question: is China building or slowing? When China launched massive infrastructure stimulus after COVID, copper prices surged. When its real estate sector slowed, copper corrected sharply. For decades, copper was tied to Chinese housing. But something important has changed. China is no longer building homes. It is building power grids, EV factories, battery plants, charging networks, and data centers. In 2024 and 25, even as property surged, China's copper imports hit high records. Why? Because electrification consumes far more copper than construction ever did. So again, the rising copper demand is not cyclical, it is a structural shift. Copper price rises when nations build. It is fundamentally called as an economic activity metal, and right now we know the world is building. All the green energy sectors and AI infrastructure we spoke about, every single of them needs copper. Now let's understand what this means for India. If copper prices rise from $9,000 to $13,000 per ton, India's annual import bill increases by nearly 20,000 crores. That directly impacts infrastructure cost, electricity tariffs, EV prices, renewable energy projects, and trade deficit. This inflation does not appear on your shopping list. It appears inside national budget. So how far this trend will go? Global copper demand is projected to rise from around 25 million tons today to over 15 million tons annually by 2050. In the long term, demand is stronger than the supply. Most global forecast agrees on one thing: copper demand will exceed supply into the next decade. This is not one-year commodity story. It is 10 to 15 years of transition cycle. Now here some people might say, why cannot we replace copper with something else, like maybe aluminium? But here is the problem. Aluminium conducts 40% less electricity than copper. It overheats under high load. It fails in EV motors, fast chargers, transformers, and data centers. That is why copper remains irreplaceable in higher power system. This is complete physics. The future does not announce itself loudly. It builds quietly underground behind the walls, inside machines. Long before we see progress, the metal is already laid. That is why copper didn't chase attention. It worked quietly. It simply carries the weight of the future. India is growing in ambition, from villages getting power to cities running on green energy and the young minds building the next generation technology. And that is why copper matters to the life we are building ahead. Copper doesn't ask for attention, it just keeps the light on. And maybe that's the biggest lesson here. Because real wealth does not shout, real progress does not trend, real growth happens quietly, year after year, while the world is busy watching the noise. Just like copper, the strongest investment doesn't look exciting every day. They simply stay connected to the future the world is building. And when the light turns on, you finally realize what was working for you all along. It is your money invested smartly.